When we had the migration, some of the records came over with the material type of ELEC not listed, and on the Alma links libguide, I have a link to that particular problem. It says, why does the material type say ELEC not listed? And that takes you to a page in the Knowledge Center, and they basically say that during migration some of the physical items got mapped to a material type code, and in this case the code is ELEC and then not listed. And these are, I'm sorry, ELC is not a code for physical items. And they give you an idea of how to build a set to, well, first of all, how to identify them, and then how to add these to a set so you can correct these. So what I'm going to go through here is I'm going to show you how to create a set of those records, and we're going to go to Advanced, and we're going to search by physical items, and we're going to search by physical item material type. And you can see I've already done this search, so it displays the last 5 or so searches that you've done. But the first time you would do this, you would click physical item and then scroll down the menu here, and then you would select material type from the menu. And you can see there's a bunch of different options for things that you can search for. So the next thing we're going to do is select not equals, and then we're going to select from a list of all the material types that are available. We're going to choose book and then click search. So these are all the materials that we have that do not have a material type of book, and there's 24,000 of them. On your facets pane, if you click more, you can see that one of the options here is ELEC, and we have 224 of these. And at this point, so for example, here we have an item that's in the oversize area, and it says it has a material type of ELEC. We've been using book for all of the items that are books. What we can do is create a Excel spreadsheet by clicking on Export List and then click on Excel. And this will pull up a spreadsheet of all of these 224 items. And what you're going to have to do is clean this up a little bit, because there's going to be some columns that you just don't need to have. So I'm going to delete some of these that we will not be using, such as library unit, temporary library. Things like MMSID number would be useful when you're creating a set. Here's another one we don't need. Okay. At this point, what you can do is click on the triangle here in the upper left-hand corner, and that highlights the whole spreadsheet, and then click the data link and then select filter. And now you can sort these columns. And one of the things that we're not going to worry about are any of the items that are already withdrawn. They've been moved to a withdrawn location, so we can deselect those. And that leaves us with let's see, 191 items that have a material type of ELEC. And you can tackle this a couple of different ways. You could just only deal with the periodicals at one time, or just deal with the ones that are in the reference collection or ones that are audiovisual, and then create separate sets for each of these. So actually, you see here we have two that are audiovisual that have a material type of ELEC, and then we can look at those and see what they are and what the material type would need to be. So this one, for example, looks like it's a DVD, so we would change that to DVD. And then we have another one here that says CD, and so for that one we would want to change that to be a material type of CD-ROM. And so this is how you would basically use this report in order to create a set. And then what you would do in order to create the set is to create a text file of the barcodes, which I've shown in a separate video how to do that. Alternatively, the other thing you could do if you just wanted to pick them off one at a time is you could go through here and you could create a set by going to Manage Sets, add an itemized set, and give it a name. And this is going to have to be a physical item set. And then we're going to click on Add Members to Set. And you see we have the option of choosing Advanced here. And we'll do this as a physical item search for material type does not equal book, just exactly like we've just done. And then we're going to click on ELEC. And at this point what we're going to do is select the ones that we want to add to the set. So if we want to add Health Careers Today to the set, then we select that and click Add Selected. And you would just go through this list of items. Here's another one. We might not want to add the ones that we've already withdrawn, like I said before, and you can easily identify those by seeing that they've been suppressed and it says permanent location withdrawn. So you can also add things to a set just by eyeballing them and scrolling through the list. If you don't have a lot to do, this would be a good way to do it. And then click Add Selected, and that adds the items to that you just selected to your set that you created. And then at that point you can run one of these jobs. And so for example here we would want to change the physical items. We would want to run that job, and then we would just select the set that we just created, which was ELEC right here, and then we would run that job, which I'm not going to do right now because you want to be kind of careful about what items you're adding to the set, because once you run the job it's permanent. So but that, for example, that's how you would use the advanced search to locate items in your catalog that you want to add to a set, and then run a job on that set.